Well, greetings everybody and welcome to another video, and hopefully this video is going to be a good one. I've read comments that the audio has been having issues in my videos recently, and I don't know what to say. I've tested the videos, I've looked on my end. I know that my microphone has been knocked over a couple of times because of this little guy, and because of that there is a kind of a loose connection, but for the most part it should be working appropriately, so I don't really have a good reason. I also listen to my videos. Perhaps there's a few audio decay issues, but that might be Windows. Either way, for the people who wonder, I do care about my audio. I do care about my videos. I don't want them to be bad. It's a waste of my time when that happens, and it's not enjoyable when something like gets uploaded that's not good. So yeah, I do care. Just in case anybody was wondering, I'll probably have to redo that video from yesterday again once I remember exactly what it was the hell I said in it. Alright, speaking of the hell, let's talk about Wotv. Today there has been a update for JP. We're going to talk about the new vision cards. We're going to be talking about lots of stuff. But first, let's do a multi-poll. Since I'm not doing a stream tonight because I'm just need a night off, we're just going to record this for prosperity. You love Dad, don't you? You sure love Dad. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes. So anyway, we're going to be recording this video just to see if we get anything. I very much doubt it. This is where my luck has been lately, and when it comes to VC weeks, my luck goes further down. I wonder if that's hard-coded in there or not. Okay, absolutely nothing. Thanks, Wotv. Thanks for the gift, I guess. I don't know how to quantify them. Anyway, today we have a couple of upgrades for Limit Burst as well as an actual Limit Burst, and we're going to be talking about that. As for the new VC, going to take a little bit of time to figure out whether or not it's super worth anyone's effort. From what I've seen, I mean, it's a human killer VC. It's going to be at least a little bit useful. Preemptive reviews of it, I mean, like 30 human killer on a card for spears seems pretty decent in itself. You don't really need too terribly much else. So if you've been investing in spears, you got a lot of spear VCs, it's probably going to be a one for you. Or potentially Earth if you are just a Halloween Lucio Bradley kind of guy. That might also be the reason why you want this card, right? But we'll see if that VC ends up making a big deal. So far, Ultima has it highly rated, but those ratings can change over a little bit. You're gonna okay. Let's talk about Limit Burst. Never mind, he is gone. He must have heard someone coming home. All right. First off, Howlet. Howlet has gotten his Limit Burst updated. And what it has been updated to, it is a much higher range now than what it previously did. Previously, it was fairly short range, and now it's a bit longer by, let's see here, it looks like 2 or 3 squares longer than it previously was. So that's pretty enhanced, pretty nice. It's hard to preview this stuff because they just don't show it. I'll show what the original one is. Going back out for a second. Where is he? I just gotta remember how to action it. Do I need to go in? No. I probably have to load him in. Damn it, not the easiest thing. Let's just jump through a few hoops. Anyway, while we're doing that, we'll talk a little bit more. Brave Reduction, which is kind of interesting. The good old-fashioned chicken status effect has not reared its ugly head in a long time. And it'd be kind of neat if there was like, if they gave this guy one hell of a Limit Burst upgrade and allowed him to just permanently decrease a unit's bravery. Boy, that would even be worth it. So as you can see here, originally 3 panels. Now, I believe up to 5 or 6. It's really hard to count in those tiny squares on here, and I'm not using my limit burst pots on this guy because obviously I haven't invested in him. Also creates a barrier that completely prevents damage a single time, which is interesting because that's pretty good against physical or magical. I don't know, regular Howlet might be kind of interesting if if the Wotv data comes out or something's discovered later that it's just like, oh yeah, he permanently decreases bravery or something stupid like that because they coded it that way. Then it might be good. Till then, probably a skip. All right, next unit to talk about is, let's go with Resnick next. Now, Resnick, definitely one of the units that has been, a little defining for how good she has been previously with certain other units. And yeah, she's getting kind of a nice boost. Limit Burst stays the exact same range and everything, but now uses +1, recovers HP after removing all weaknesses on allies within range, increases attack and magic power for 3 turns, which is pretty good. An extra use of a Limit Burst is always considered to be a pretty strong thing, and I think this is really good. I mean, you're also getting like dispelling negative weaknesses off of which negative weakness that doesn't. Anyway, you're getting rid of weaknesses, you're making your character stronger, and you're recovering a bunch of HP. Do I think this is good enough? I don't know. Lightning already has a pretty good fixed team and probably doesn't need this in the first place. But I guess it's a chance for Skull to once again maybe be a meta destroyer. Nah, I don't think that this will be insanely good in a lot of places, but it's something to keep an eye on, as for at the very least, like other content, having a healer that is potentially really good can find its ways to be useful. So cool. All right, next up and last is Kryph, or Kryle, as I called her probably at least a few times. Now, this character has had a shit limit burst for a long time because the range on it is super short, and it's gotten worse over time. I mean, really, back in the day, yeah, it was, she did use her limit burst, but it wasn't great. Now you're getting a much better enhanced range of shape and range enhancement. So it's gone from just 2 squares straight ahead, in or any of the cardinal directions. And now it's a diamond shape area to choose from. And up to, it looks like, if I can count it, super tiny, 4 panels away from her. So it's a huge usability increase for this. This has a much better chance of happening now. Now, as for the attack, it cancels target's re-raise, lowers magic attack resistance for 3 turns, and then deals magic damage large. But it also is lowering defense penetration rate, slashed attack resistance penetration rate for 3 turns, and gives her a survive lethal damage. Out of anybody, I'm probably going to give it to this character for being the best of the limit burst enhancements. This one seems like just such a big thing. Like, I do think that Howlet probably gets his off more times, but Howlet isn't exactly the strongest and probably isn't going to be pushing anything too serious or too amazing in Wind, given Wind's current direction on JP. Lightning for Resnick with an extra heal is really nice, but I don't think it's really going to change the shape and direction that Lightning is right now until something else comes along that needs a really good healer. As for this limit burst seems like it could just generally be the best. It's giving a lot, and it's the most improved of the bunch. So there you go. There's my opinion on that. Now, while this is all well and good, the major update for today is to this character. When Veritas, or Veritas of the Heavens, or Sid, depending on how badly you want to get into technicalities, has been upgraded finally to have his limit burst. And this is pretty exciting because for a while there, I was a little bit doubtful that the Veritas units were going to get their limit bursts, and unlike the raising thing, which a lot of people have probably found annoying, this is essentially free. It is, as soon as the update goes live, he has it. You don't need to unlock it. You don't need to push getting any kind of resource or thing to unlock this or do a challenge map. It's just there, which is fantastic, and that's great news for the other Veritas units down the line. Puts my mind a lot at ease, and I'm willing to call it now that Wind Veritas is just a great, fantastic unit in his element, with spears in general, with his utility, his stats. He's a heck of a unit, and I'm quite happy with how he's turned out. But of course, we're going to end this video on the thing that maybe most people are probably curious, the limit burst animation, because hey, did they put effort into it? Does it look really cool? Is it neat? Well, we're going to show it off right here. We're going to make sure that we get set up. We want to make sure that we have enough. As you can see, it's 33 AP, which is really, really cheap. We could even just access it like right away. We're not going to. We're just going to pass a bunch of turns. Flying Galassie's going to come up here and just going to stab because she can. Going to get some more characters in here. We're going to get this guy with his nice little attack. And then we're going to just pass, and it's Wind Veritas' turn to have some fun. So let's take a look at this limit burst and the details that go with it. Also want to say that the Bahamut card might be even more interesting and more appealing with this new limit burst. So let me find, where did I put my notes out that not overly complicated, but I had it on hand. Where did it go? Why did it disappear from... Anyway, so what we're looking at is a 3-hit limit burst here, which is pretty interesting. It does mean that, you know, like, you're not going to cap on this super easy. Great for wind elemental chaining, which is already a pretty good thing. You also get an enhancement to damage if the target has the haste status effect, which, yeah, actually there are units out there that do run haste. Haste is pretty good, speed is pretty good, so you're likely to get some damage increase on this from a second source, which is pretty good. But also you're getting a regen effect for 3 turns, which, given that this guy can pump up his defense, has a good amount of HP, this is pretty cool. This is just a great limit burst. The range on it is 4 panels in any direction, single target, which means it deals with single target resistance. Quite happy with it. Now, before we do this kind of thing, I do believe we have animations on. Now I'm just paranoid. Oh, look how slow it's going. Should be fine. All right. Here is Wind Veritas' limit burst. You can see how much damage we're doing. I do believe that this activated a barrier, correct? So, yeah, a little bit of damage reduction, but it's okay. Let's have some fun. Descending from the heavens, smashing the opponent with almost a cloud-style limit burst, and hitting them with a tornado at the end. And there's the regen effect. Super nice. I love this a ton. I think that this is incredibly cheap, accessible, flexible, and has purpose with the extra damage that you can do. Boy, no speed on is just painfully slow, isn't it? But also you can see that the regen effect does not activate on the turn that you use the limit burst. It is for the following turns, which can be a good thing or bad thing. If you already have taken some damage, you want that active and ticking away immediately, but not the biggest of deal. Either way, I'm really, really happy with Wind Veritas. Looking forward to seeing what Water Veritas gets eventually. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully the audio sounds better when this is uploaded to YouTube. See you later.